Because I was in Greece in these holidays, I spontaneously got the idea of making a Greek candy challenge. So this video is the result of it, and I divided it into 4 different parts in healthy snacks, sweet things, baked things, and of course in beverages because they're also sweet, and I always give them points from 1 to 10, so 10 is the best, and I would say let's start. We start with healthy things, and I have to say here I haven't got so much because I'm more the sweet person, but yes, this one is a cookie which is really yummy. It's a little bit like a pizza cookie, I have to say, because there's oregano in it, and yes, it could be a little bit more wet, but it gets a 7, it's quite good. The next one are such cheese crisps. They're okay, they could have more flavor, more power, but they're very crunchy and that's really cool. I like this, and they get a 6. The next one are such peanuts surrounded with really yummy flavors. There's I think paprika and chili, and they are like knickknacks, and they get an 8. The next one are also peanuts with some sesame around them. To the other one, it's not so yummy if you compare this, but it's also really good, and it also gets a 7. These are such sesame sticks, and they can be very dry, but if you eat them to tzatziki, for example, it's really nice, or to hummus, oh my gosh. But yes, they get a 6. Next we come to the sweet things. I love this, and here we start with sesame again. I know we also get this, so I also know this from Germany, and it's, for my opinion, it's a little bit too sweet. It gets a 7. This is really interesting. This one is with nuts, and it is without gelatin, so it is vegetarian, and it's really interesting. That it gets a 6. This one is also like this kind. It's with strawberries. This is really good. It gets an 8. And I also try with peanuts, but that's not very good. It gets a 5. Here we have got such a pumpkin seed stick. We also have got such things, but this is very good. It gets a 4. This one is much better. It's with peanuts also. It gets an 8. And yes, chocolate. This like yogurt. It gets an 5. And this is with Oreos. I think chocolate and Oreos is also good, but here could be a little bit more Oreo flavor. It gets a 7. These are such filled chocolate things, filled with chocolate. That sounds really good, but it could have a little bit more chocolate flavor, so it gets a 7. This is really funny. It's like a pressed together fix, and yes, it's very interesting, has an interesting consistence, but it smells quite good, a little bit sweet. It gets a 7. I love these goodies. They're so yummy and a little bit spicy. They get an 8. They're with cinnamon. These are such really interesting balls. They're a little bit hard, but yes, they're caramel. They get an 8. This is like gummy bears, but it's a little bit different, and it's also vegetarian naturally, so you don't have to buy extra things. I had got this interesting white thing around it. It gets an 8 because it's really yummy. You can just buy it. It's a little bit like croissants filled with apples, cinnamon and honey. It remembers me on Christmas, but it's a little bit dry. It gets a 7. Baklava, maybe you know this from other countries. It's with honey and such seeds. I think it's, in my opinion, it's a little bit sweet and a little bit boring. It gets an 8. Now we come to the baked things. I didn't know how to call this category. It's just things I ate in the hotel. So for example, this, it's a little bit like baklava. This stuff, it's like teeth paste, and it's filled with vanilla cream cheese mixture. I don't know, it's really yummy. I love it. It gets a 10, I have to say. And this is also very cool. This is the duff is very great when it's warm, and inside there's some cream cheese with cinnamon. It also gets a 8, 9, 10, I mean, sorry. This is very interesting. It's very hard like noodles, and it's very sweet, so with some honey, and it has got such a hazelnut in the middle of it. I don't really like such things. It's a little bit too sweet and a little bit too interesting in my opinion. It gets a 6. Now we come to beverages. Here I just have got some mainstream things from which I know the brands, but I didn't know this flavor. So this one is from Nestea. It's passion fruit, so it also stands there in our writing. And yes, it could be a little bit more sweet, but it's really good, and it gets 7. The next one is peach free. So I know peach, of course, but free I didn't know. And yes, it could have a little bit more flavor also. It also gets a 7. Next comes some Fanta. I know we have got this lemon also here, but they have get more often. This one gets 8. And here, oh my god, did you know this? It's cherry and apple. This is really interesting, but it's really good, and it gets an 8. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.